Hey everybody, so I'm coming to you on a absolutely gorgeous Sunday afternoon in Northern California to tell you about a stack of books that have just come out or are coming out really soon that I am pretty sure you're going to want every single one on your TBR. What a more wonderful way to spend a Sunday afternoon. So let's get started. Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's Russell with Ink and Paper Blog. How are you doing today? As always, I hope you're happy, I hope you're healthy, I hope you're safe, and of course I hope you're reading an amazing book or two or three or four. As I told you in the beginning of this, it is the most fantastic day here in Northern California. It is like 73, the sun is out, there's a slight breeze. It is a beautiful, beautiful day and a fantastic day to talk about books. And today I have a stack of new releases, books that are just come out or coming out very, very soon. Very different. All of these books are very, very different, but all of them amazing. And I am sure are going to want to be on your to be read list. So get out your pen, get out your paper, get out your Goodreads, however you keep track of your TBR. If you are so able, please, please order these books from your local independent bookstore. You know, they need us now, they need us forever. We need them. We love them, don't we? Or if you're a library user, we love our libraries too. Get your library to get you a copy as soon as possible. Okay, the first book I'm going to tell you about is The Trail of Crab Tracks, and it's by Patrice Nganang. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. This is translated from the French by, hold on one second, Amy B. Reed, and it is out from FSG. I believe that technically this is the third book in a series, a connected series of novels by Patrice. But this is the story of Nithap. He flies across the world. He lives in a city in, I believe Western, or is it? Yeah, Western Cameroon. And he is going to America to visit his son for the first time. And he is going there because they've really never been able to connect over that distance. And when he gets there, he winds up actually becoming ill. And he winds up having to stay longer than expected. And his son takes this as an opportunity to sort of learn the history of his father, his family, and really about his father's involvement in the civil war that occurred in Cameroon. His father is, I believe, a doctor now. And yeah, he's a doctor. And he starts to tell about everything that sort of got him where he is. I think it sounds... this part, he speaks about the civil war that tore Cameroon apart, about the great men who lived and died, about his soldiers, his martyrs, and his great loves. As the tale unfolds, the son, listening to the father tell the history of his family and the prayer of a blood-soaked land. I think that sounds fantastic. I think there's a lot to probably be learned for some of us who maybe don't know a ton about African history, Cameroonian history. So this is A Trail of Crab Tracks by Patrice Nganang, translated again from the French by Amy, is it B. Fields? Let's all grab that. B. Reed, sorry, Amy. But it is out from FSG. And yeah, that sounds fantastic. So yeah. Okay, let's go to probably who will be the biggest name on this list, and that is Ali Smith's new novel, Companion Piece. I have talked about this, I think, in another video, maybe a book haul, but this is a companion piece to her season quartet, I believe that's what it's called, seasonal quartet. In this book, it doesn't really give you any idea of what it's about. It just says, here we are in extraordinary times. Is this history? What happens when we cease to trust governments, the media, each other? What have we lost? What stays with us? And what does it take to unlock the future? So that's Ali Smith. You know she's going to challenge us. She challenges us stylistically. She challenges us linguistically, and sometimes even conceptually. But I always feel when we read an Ali Smith novel, we walk away a more enlightened reader, if that makes sense. So this is out in the US by Pantheon. So it's just a beautiful cover. I would live here, I just want you to know. So it's Companion Piece by Ali Smith, out now. Okay. The next book actually just arrived. I don't know a ton about it, but I am obsessed with this cover and this, just the whole idea here. So this is Nightcrawling by Leila Mottley. This is out from Knopf. So thank you very much, Knopf, for sending me this. It's blurbed by everybody that's amazing. So Tommy Orange blurbs is the beginning. Ruth Ozeki is on it. James McBride, David Eggers, Kisi Lemon. Oh, so many amazing people blurb this book. So this is a story of a brother and a sister that live in Oakland, which is right up the way from me. And they're really just getting by. They both have dropped out of high school. Their family has really been torn apart by both death and by prison. And the brother is trying to become a rap superstar, and the sister is just trying to keep the family going and also support a 9-year-old boy who I guess lives next door and has been abandoned by his mother. And so she's trying to do that. And then one night, sort of this drunken misunderstanding occurs, and it turns into a job opportunity that the sister can't walk away from. She's never thought this is something she would want to do, but she sort of gets wrapped into it. It's called Nightcrawling, which I'm so fascinated to figure out what that really means and how that's going to develop. But then it even sort of breaks, the world sort of keeps going for her, because then she becomes sort of this prime, I don't know, witness to an investigation of a scandal within the Oakland Police Department. So it all sort of comes back together again. Yeah, I've heard fantastic reviews of this book. She is actually, I think she was the Oakland Poet Laureate. Is that right? Yes, in 2018 she was the Oakland Youth Poet Laureate. And she's going to be at Santa Cruz Bookstore at the end of June, and I am actually going to be out of town, and I am heartbroken because I would love to hear her speak. So this is Nightcrawling by Leila Mottley. This is out from Knopf, and or very soon to be out from Knopf, and you can get your hands on it right now or in a couple weeks, around this time. We're gonna, gosh, I have a couple of translated books on this pile. So many great books. How are we gonna do it all? I feel like there should be a job that's just like reading great books that we get paid and we can make all our bills and our mortgages. What do you think? The next book I'm going to tell you about is Bitter Orange Tree by Jokha Alharthi. This is out from Catapult. Again, I have to just commend them on this beautiful cover. You may remember Jokha Alharthi. Her last novel, Celestial Bodies, won the International Booker Prize a few years ago now. She is from Oman. Oh, I should say, this is translated from the Arabic by Marilyn Booth. Sorry, Marilyn, didn't want to leave you out there. And I actually started this one, so I've actually already began this novel. This is the story of a young woman, an Omani student who is attending a British university, and she's sort of trying to acclimate herself to British culture. It says assimilate into the British culture, Britain, but she can't help but sort of think about her relationships and her past. And most prominent in that is a relationship that she had with a woman named Bint Amir, a woman who she sort of always thought of as a grandmother, right? And who had passed away just before she had left to come to Britain. She had just left the Arabian Peninsula. And the history of this grandmother figure is sort of told in these snippets. And then the other part of it is this young woman trying to figure out how to like sort of fulfill her whole potential and get the past, the present, and her future to line up, if that makes sense. So this is Bitter Orange Tree by Jokha Alharthi, translated from the Arabic by Marilyn Booth, out in the US from Catapult. And just take a moment. You just want this on your shelf for the art to start with, and then you can read it. It starts with a really interesting discussion of a fingernail. I will leave it there. I'm just going to tell you, it's very interesting. Pride Month is coming up, and I'm going to do a whole video of Pride Month recommendations, but I have been getting some new releases, gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender books arriving on my shelves. I will do a video, recommend a bunch of stuff for you in the coming month. But one that just came in that sounds really fascinating to me is The Kingdom of Sand by Andrew Holleran. This is out again from FSG and just coming out now again. And it's blurred by Alexander Chee, so you can take Alexander Chee's word for it because, you know, he's fantastic. So this is the story of an unnamed narrator who returns to Florida during the AIDS epidemic to take care of his aging parents. And he has found that once they do pass away, he's sort of unable to leave Florida. He doesn't really know what he wants to do. And sort of at the heart of this book is a relationship, a friendship he has with this man named Earl, who he met years ago. I'm not going to tell you about that. I think we should all enjoy that in the narrative. But so it says, for the last 20 years, he has been visiting Earl to watch classic films together and critique the neighbors. Earl is the only person in the town who he can truly be himself around. But now Earl's getting sick, and he starts to this narrator starts to realize that if Earl were to pass away, how lonely he would be, and what does that exactly mean? And he distracts himself by doing many things, and then eventually he just sort of has to share and reflect on what life is going to be like. He's going to talk about illness. He's dealt with a lot of illness, a lot of death, a lot of passing. I started reading this one as well. Stylistically, it reminds me a little bit of like Garth Greenwell, if you like his style. It's going to be heavy, but it is rather beautifully written. So that's The Kingdom of Sand by Andrew Holleran, out from FSG. Okay, last but not least in this stack, because I don't want to overwhelm you. You know I'm always going to be recommending books, but this is a small little stack. It was 6 books or so. Is a book that I think was in my 5-star prediction video. If you didn't get a chance to read that, watch that video. And that's Avalon by Nell, Zink. This is out also from Knopf. I love this cover so much. This is the story of a young girl who is being raised in Southern California, and her mother leaves to join a Buddhist colony. So she starts to be raised by her mother's common law husband, who on a farm that's really just a front for a biker gang, I believe. Yes, a biker gang. So she spends a lot of her days, in this plant world. It's this farm, and also sort of in this weird life. Like her life is just really weird, where she winds up meeting an older boy who is in college, and they start a relationship, like a long distant relationship. He's on the East Coast, she's in California, and he starts to try to teach her things. That becomes his mission. And it says Bran, who is our main character, searches for meaning in her own surroundings, attending disastrous dance recitals, house sitting for strangers, and writing scripts for student films. She knows how to survive, but her happiness depends on learning to call the shots. So I think please. I thought I had folded a page on accident. Oh, that is Avalon by Nell, Zink. Nell's last book, Doxology, a lot of people read and really, really loved. I actually haven't read it yet, but I just feel like this one sounds like it's going to be sort of fun and, I don't know, different sort of coming of age story. So yeah, I hope that this one winds up on your TBR as well. Okay, so let's see if I can hold these up. You know, it's always a little bit of a challenge because I am often dropping big piles of books, but there you go. So yeah, 6 books, 6 new releases for your TBR. I hope every single one of them winds up on your list. And they're all so different and all going to teach us, entice us, make us laugh, make us cry, everything we love about books, right? As always, if you are a returning subscriber, I could not do this without you. Thank you so very, very much. If you are new to my channel, I hope you hit the subscribe button, the bell, all of that sort of bells and whistles. I hope you like to hear me talk about books. So as always, I encourage you to read globally, shop locally, and until next time, I wish you happy reading. Bye, everyone.